I don't know how about you, but in Germany the economy sucks at the moment. Everything is getting so much more expensive. When you're grocery shopping, it seems like you pay double the amount of money you used to pay. Like 1 year ago, gas is more expensive to heat the house, fuel is more expensive. Yeah, it kinda sucks at the moment. So as I said in the introduction, everything is getting more expensive and obviously the economy is not great, to be quite honest, at least in Germany. I'm not sure how it is in USA or in Asia, but here in Germany, economy isn't that great, so everything becomes much more expensive. So even if I would work at the normal pace, to which I get in a second, I wouldn't be able to create as much savings as I usually want to. Usually I want to create some savings for those rough time periods where there is no work, or if something happens, if I might break a leg or something, I want to have a specific amount of savings to cover my expenses during those periods where I don't work. Also savings for taxes and all of those important life responsibilities, right? So I noticed that everything gets so much expensive that I'm not being able to actually put away enough money to cover those bad, in air quotes, time frames where there's no work. So groceries are more expensive, fuel is more expensive, and right now it's a time frame where for me as a freelance film editor in the advertising world, there's not much to do because it is quite noticeable that clients don't really want to spend that much money for advertising at the moment. It was the same last year in 2023. From January to March there were no jobs at all, and right now I think we're getting into another time frame where there is nothing going on, so I have no freelance jobs at the moment. It is quite common to have some periods of times during the year where nothing is going on. Usually, or 2 years ago, it was totally okay for me to have these time frames with no jobs, but at that time everything wasn't that expensive as it is right now. So even if I wouldn't have worked, I would have still be able to stay afloat. But right now I really notice every time I go to a supermarket, I spend almost double the amount of money that I used to pay 2 years ago. So these time frames where nothing is going on are very noticeable, and therefore I am making a couple of plans to create more revenues of income. As you know, on this YouTube channel, I monetize the videos so I get some ad revenue. But to be honest with you, that is not a lot because the bag industry is a niche, and so there is not much AdSense money from this YouTube monetization. So what I'm currently thinking is to get some more sponsors on this channel. I'm actually already in talks with a couple of brands that might want to place some ads in my videos, and it is very important to me for you to know that I only choose brands that I trust and that do not undermine my credibility as a YouTube reviewer. So you will never see an ad for a bag brand in a review of a competing bag brand, for instance. That would be a huge conflict of interest. So I only will have sponsors on here that benefit you, that are interesting to you, and that do not undermine my credibility or create conflict of interest in these videos. For instance, last year I had a sponsorship with Mukama, which is a store here in Europe for everyone here in Europe who don't want to deal with huge shipping and custom fees. So that was a really cool sponsorship opportunity for me to have someone on board that does not create conflict with the reviews that I make. And I'm hoping to have some sponsors like that in the future as well. Next up, which is something completely different than I actually thought of, but I think it is a good idea. I have been reviewing bags for many years, 8 years or 9 years already, and I reviewed hundreds of bags. So I have a lot of experience with bags in general, also with wallets and EDC. But more importantly, I'm a freelance film editor in the advertising world with 20 years of experience. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to maybe share my knowledge and my experience to people who might need it. Meaning, if a brand, for instance, has a Kickstarter video and wants some feedback on that Kickstarter video, I could help to give some valuable and constructive feedback on that video. Furthermore, maybe there is a new brand and they need some feedback on their new product. Maybe they created a new bag or maybe a new sling bag and they aren't sure if that bag is good yet. And they want to get some valuable, constructive feedback before actually going into doing a review about that specific product. Then I could give some valuable feedback, constructive feedback as well. So what I'm thinking is to create some form of, not sure how to call it, but maybe consultation service where people or brands could come to me and talk to me for an hour or a couple of hours in a video call and then show me the Kickstarter video or show me the product in a video call, and then I could give some feedback. So I'm thinking to create this kind of service and hopefully maybe generate some revenue with that, but I'm not sure how to do that yet. So let me know in the comment section below what you think about this kind of service that I want to potentially offer in the future. Yeah, let's go on with what's in my everyday carry for May 2024. So my current EDC sling bag of choice is the Alpaka Go Sling Nano. As many of you know, I love the Bellroy Hip Pack with its 1.5 liter capacity. It was perfect for my everyday carry to keep my pockets empty. But I needed a little bit more capacity to fit the Pocket 3 that I'm using at the moment to film this video. That Pocket 3 together with my Fold 5 and my other EDC fits perfectly into this Go Sling Nano, and because it is so windy here, let's go inside. Alright, as mentioned, my current go-to sling for this everyday carry is the Alpaka Gear Go Sling Nano. I love this sling bag for its capacity and size. Previously, or last year, my favorite sling bag of choice was the Bellroy Venture Hip Pack for its small size to keep my pants pockets empty but not weighing me down with a big huge sling bag. But this is only big enough to fit my phone, which is the Samsung Fold 5, my Orbitkey, some doggy bags, my extra wallet and stuff like that. But my Pocket 3 that I now carry wherever I'm going, the small video camera, does not fit in here if I have my Samsung Fold 5 in there as well. So I was looking for an alternative. One of the alternatives that I usually carry is the Code of Pearl Export Sling, but that one is way too big. Well, it's not way too big, but sometimes I just don't want to have a sling bag that is so big. So what I'm currently using is the Alpaka Go Sling Nano. As you can see, it is just barely bigger with its 1.6 capacity, but it's still big enough or bigger that it can fit the Pocket 3 and my Fold 5 plus my extra wallet inside this amazing pouch. You can wear this on your hip, but it is a little bit bigger than the hip pack, so it looks a little bit odd if you wear it fanny pack style, so I only wear it sling bag style. It is made out of this high quality X pack with YKK Aquaguard zippers. It comes in many great colors and I love this grayish color a lot. Before we go inside, the shoulder strap is cool because it doesn't have any dangling strap ends. It is perfectly organized here. It has a magnetic style buckle. This is called mag locks. You know that I do not like fit locks because they tend to open on me accidentally, so I only like the buckle style fit locks. That being said, this one is really strong. You need to use a lot of force to actually open it compared to other fit locks, so I do like this. Still a little bit hesitant to use it on my motorcycle because, as I always mention, I don't like fit locks because once there was one sling bag that accidentally opened on me while I was riding my motorcycle, so I only like V-buckle style fit locks on the motorcycle. But again, that being said, this one is fairly strong and did not open on me accidentally. Then on the outside you have this quick access slot, which is great for fresh dolly bags to store in there, or if you have to store something quickly. I wouldn't store anything important in there because something could just jump out and then you might lose it. So this is just to temporarily put stuff in there or items that are not that important. In the main compartment, which has a bright orange inner liner, you have one big slot where I store the DJI Pocket 3. then a slot with a soft inner lining, which is perfect for my Samsung Fold 5, and 2 drop-in slots to organize smaller items. So I have some lip balm and my extra wallet of choice. By the way, if you want to purchase any of these items, click the links below. Those are affiliate links. With those you won't pay more, but you will support the channel with a small kickback of that sale. If you do so and support the channel, thank you very much. And then you have a quick access slot here in the front, which has a key leash, also with a magnetic buckle or quick release. I don't use this because I use an Orbitkey, to which I get in just a second. So one of the everyday carry items that probably will never change is the Orbitkey. I will always use this to organize all of my keys. Unfortunately, in the Alpaka Sling Nano, although it is a little bit bigger than the Bellroy Hip Pack with its 1.5 liter capacity, this one has a 1.6 liter capacity to fit my Pocket 3 and my Fold 5. The front zipper pouch, once everything is packed inside, isn't big enough to accommodate the Orbitkey. If you have just a couple of keys, then it would obviously fit, but the Orbitkey together with the S-Binder that I always attach to it won't fit in the front compartment that is usually dedicated for keys. Before I continue this everyday carry video, I need to make some lunch for myself. I'm making a peanut butter bowl with some veggies and stuff like that. That's not my recipe. I found it on Instagram. I will link it in the description below, but I will also put the ingredients up here just to show you what I'm making for lunch. So the first thing that I did was to prepare some vegetables. I cut up some cucumbers, carrots and red bell pepper into these 2 bowls. Moreover, I'm prepping some noodles to have some warm ingredients in the bowl. Furthermore, I will fry some sweet potatoes together with some chickpeas in a pan, and I also cut up some ginger for the sauce that I will make right now. The sauce that I'm making is basically 100% like in the recipe on the Instagram post. Everything else is a little bit modified for my taste, but yeah, I put all of the ingredients here somewhere in the picture. So this is my new favorite knife for the home, for my everyday carry whenever I'm working at home. This is the Civivi Elementum utility knife. If you have seen my previous EDC videos, you might have known that I really like the Breeze and the James brand Palmer, which are both utility knives, meaning they have exchangeable utility blades, which makes them perfect for everyday tasks at home. Usually I like to have a knife with me at home when I'm opening packages and then cutting them down for recycling. But those knives are, for the lack of a better word, delicate, meaning if you use them for house tasks that are a little bit rougher, then you have to maintain the knife. You have to sharpen it and stuff like that. And if you're not that skilled with sharpening knives, this can become a quite tedious task. That is why I really like this utility knife tools for everyday carry. The Palmer and the Breeze have a very small and compact form factor, which makes them perfect to carry around. Also, the part of the knife of the utility blade that's inside is only exposed a little bit, which is why this knife is so cool. This is the Elementum utility knife. On one hand, it has a flipper opening with a button lock, and you see that the whole blade is exposed. And why I'm sitting here in the garden is actually, this is perfect to cut out some grass from stones. And obviously, if you cut along stones, your blades will get dull really quickly, which is why I mean that regular knives are, in air quotes, delicate, and you have to maintain them. And obviously, if you have an expensive knife, you don't want to cut grass along stone, making your blade effectively dull, and therefore you have to sharpen them. And with this, it's so cool that there is a small little screw with a Torx screw on there. You can open the screw and then replace the blade once this blade has become dull. And that is why why I really like this a lot. As I said, with the Breeze and with the James Brand Palmer, the blade is only exposed a little bit, so it's great to cutting up boxes, but it's not that great if you have to do some gardening work, for instance. And if you want to use a bigger blade for gardening, then obviously you kind of mess up that blade. So that is why I really like this Civivi Elementum utility blade. Yeah, it has a flipper, so it is really cool to play around with. However, this also means it is lockable, one-handed opening. You're not allowed to use this in Germany on the streets. Therefore, I only use it at home. But because it is such a good tool for gardening or any tasks around the home, because you can replace the blade without having to worry about messing up that expensive knife, I think this is an amazing tool for home, and I really love this, again, for opening boxes, cutting them down for recycling, but also any tasks at home where you don't have to worry about messing up the blade. So I love this knife, really recommend it, the Civivi Elementum utility knife. Alright, back from the garden, now the conclusion of this video. I really like the Alpaka Go Sling Nano. This is the perfect, let's say, content creator style sling bag for anyone who doesn't want to carry a big sling bag. As I said, this Bellroy Venture Hip Pack has been my favorite. It's still one of my favorite sling bags because it is so small and doesn't get in your way. But if you want to carry some content creation tool like the Pocket 3 or maybe a small camera, then this is much better suited than the Venture Hip Pack because it is slightly bigger but still not too big to get in your way. Obviously you can wear a bigger sling bag, but sometimes you don't want to bog yourself down with a big sling bag. So this 1.6 liter capacity Go Sling Nano is amazing. Also, once you detach the shoulder strap, this is also a great tech pouch inside your backpack. So there is a somewhat multi-purpose use for this. But as I said, once the main compartment is pretty full, this front compartment gets a little bit crowded because it expands into the main compartment, or anything that is in the main compartment kind of limits the space of this front compartment. So if you have a bigger key, like my Orbitkey for instance, then it will be difficult to utilize this front pocket. It's still great for smaller items like your lip balm or anything, or if you have just one or two keys that you want to utilize on this quick release magnetic key fob thingy, then this is good enough. But if you have bigger, bulkier items, this front compartment will get a little bit limited, so keep that in mind. But other than that, I think this is a great small sling bag if you're looking for something that is below 2 liters. Then again, the Civivi Elementum utility knife, love this thing, can highly recommend this. If you want a utility knife that you can beat around and abuse basically at home, then this is perfect for you. But other than that, yeah, that was my everyday carry for May 2024. If you have any questions, comment below, and if you want to purchase any of these items mentioned, there will be affiliate links in the description below as well. As I said, you won't pay more if you use those links, but you will support the channel with a small kickback of that sale. So yeah, don't forget to click the like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you won't miss next videos. Also check out my Instagram, second channel and podcast at You Know The Bow. Stay safe and healthy everyone, and I see you in the next videos. Thank you very much.